Food, water, community. What do these three things all have in common? They're all things that we can't live without. My name is Akash Sidhu, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of this community. Are you excited? Who here has a demanding mama? I'm talking demanding. Put your hands up high where I can see them. Awesome, awesome. Now take all of that, stir it up, and you got my mom. Growing up, my mom told me, Akash, you gotta give back to the community. And if you do, you will receive back tenfold. And you know what? I gave it a shot. And before I knew it, I was hooked. I'm talking, I was taking as many opportunities to volunteer, more than I could count. I was in the hospital, in food banks, schools, and it was getting out of control. And it wasn't just the endorphins. It was the insatiable people, the people and role models that I met while volunteering that really changed my outlook. People like Rohit from the food bank who would look at me and tell me, Akash, you look like someone who can change the world. And it's a very simple notion, but it was these people that kept me coming back. People that made me believe that I actually was special, made me believe that I actually could be greater. And it helped me unbreak these false chains and barriers that I had set out for myself from a very young age. That was the gift my local community gave to me. When I was in university, I heard about a competition called the Hall Prize, which is a competition where you create a social business to help solve one of the world's most pressing challenges. And I decided to give it a shot. And I'd always had this belief that internet access has helped me in so many different ways. And people at the bottom of the pyramid don't have this type of opportunity. But if there was a way where we could provide internet access to them, it could be mind-blowing. It can provide them with an even playing field, and also it can highly uplift them. And that's what we did. My team and I embarked on this mission. And as we reached out to the community, we received back tenfold. A community agency called the United Nations decided to set us up on a field mission to go to Uganda, to refugee camps, to live there and also field test there. Fast forward, the very first day of the Naka Valley refugee camp, my friend Joseph and I, my teammate, we entered, and the very first thing on the schedule said, Youth Center discussion. It was 9 a.m., we walked into the youth discussion, there was about 10 youngsters gathered around, and they were talking about math, science, innovation, and the one person leading this entire charge was a man known by the name of Richard. And Richard was someone who was a refugee from Congo who had left his family behind and had to leave because of war and persecution. But here he was, the same age as me, with an insatiable hunger to give back and to give to his community. And that really struck a chord with me. And as Joseph and I had ended this discussion, we're putting on our bags, heading out the door, all of a sudden, this group of 10, they surrounded us. And Joseph and I looked at each other going like, what the heck's going on? And Richard came close. They all took a step closer. And at this point in time, I'm saying, oh man, what did I sign up for? And Richard had his hand behind his back the whole time. He pulls it out slowly, and in his hand was a tambourine. And he said, guys, don't go just yet. We made a song that we wanted to share with you. He went back to the cupboard, grabbed a small guitar, a keyboard, and 2 other tambourines. They circled around us, and all of a sudden, they started to sing a song called We Are One. And before I knew it, I was dancing along, shaking around, also singing in his voice, we are one, we are one, we are one. And before I knew it, Richard had taught me something that I never experienced before, which is true community doesn't mean people that look like you or live in the same district as you. Community is a place where you feel safety and a place where you can feel love. And Richard opened his arms with love for Joseph and I to be a part of this community, and he taught me, and he shared his "we are one" moment. And that helped inspire me. In an age today where we live with polarization, talks about building walls, Richard's voice and his message shines bright like a diamond. We are one. We are one. We are one. And I implore you, in your everyday life, search for those "we are one" moments. It doesn't matter where you're from or what you look like. People who have a similar belief, a similar passion, you can connect. And when you do, like Mama Sidhu said, if you give back, you will receive tenfold. Now, last parting words. When I was cast on the Amazing Race Canada this season, I didn't know what would happen. And the response I got from communities I didn't even know shocked me. And it made me think back to Richard's voice. The words of wisdom and grace only made me further understand the idea of we are one, we are one, we are one. So all of you, I hope you continue to understand the abilities that you can do with "we are one" moments. Thank you.